Earlier today, AM Racing announced Hailie Deegan will drive full-time in the Xfinity Series in 2024. And that number 15 seen right here with the big unveil. I love it. Looking good. Some great sponsors on the car. And look who's on NASCAR Race Hub, Hailie Deegan. Now, I have to tell you, during the commercial break, we were talking about how are we going to do this interview. Chad's over there doing fashion with Hailie. I did not have that on my bingo card before the show today.
I'm trying to get her a Tucky, man. ShopTucky.com.
Before we all get thrown out of the room.
A new customer.
Hailie, congratulations on your announcement. Big day for you. What has all this been like as you move up now to the NASCAR Xfinity Series?
Oh my gosh, it's been wild. Just trying to keep it a secret from everyone. You guys know how hard it is to keep a secret in the NASCAR world. It spreads like a wildfire. So I've been trying really, really hard to keep it a secret, which we did really good for a long time. Kept it super small in a small group of people that knew. So we were able to do that, get all the contract stuff done, and get some sponsors on board, which is amazing. Even before the announcement, to be able to secure a couple sponsors going into the 2024 season. So it's been a wild journey. It's almost one of those scenarios where it's too good to be true, and you almost don't believe it until the contract's signed. And so once that contract was signed, it was just like a huge relief, weight off my shoulders.
Hailie, you have done a great job in the last few years in the Truck Series. Now moving up into Xfinity Series, how do you manage your expectations? Where are you at when it comes to expectations into your first year, second year, and moving on?
Yeah, I think along with the team, it is a newer team. I'm going to be a new driver in the Xfinity Series. I think we both have something to prove. And I think there's a lot of great assets that are going to be brought to the team because of Ford and technical support that's going to be given to them because of me going over there. So I think there's a lot of great assets that we have. The team's very motivated, wants to hire on the right people that will work with me. So I think there's a lot of great aspects to it that's going to really elevate their program even from where it's at as their first year in the Xfinity Series.
Well, Hailie, for Daniel and I, we both won Xfinity Series championships, but while we were racing for those championships, we had people to look up to and really go to for information. Kevin Harvick was a guy that I could use when I was running the Xfinity Series. Who are you going to go to for your information in the Xfinity Series? Now you're in the Ford camp.
I mean, that's a hard one. I think that going to a lot of the Ford drivers is something that I've always done, whether it's like a Chase Briscoe or a Harrison Burton. I've always gone to the Ford drivers, and mostly because we do the IMSA races together at the beginning of the season before Daytona. So I've always hung around them a lot, gotten their opinions on stuff. But other than that, I would say it's something I've struggled with is getting other drivers to kind of work with me and be able to give me information, kind of building those relationships.
It's going to come. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, over time.
It's going to show up. It just takes time. So, okay, so we all know that you're a powerhouse on social media. You enjoy that. You work out. You ran 20-something races this year, right? Mm-hmm. Next year, you're going to have more races to run. How are you going to balance all of that? Like, how are you going to juggle the expectations of the racetrack and then everything else that you want to do outside of that?
That's the funny part, because even with just running 22 races a year, I'm still, like I did the SRX series, I did also a bunch of dirt racing, which I still do. And so I've done a lot of racing even on my off weekends. There's no really off weekend in my life. It's constant go, go, go. So when it comes to the racing side, I want to be behind the wheel as much as I possibly can. And that's something that I've always made a goal of mine, whether it's going to go rent out a dirt track and go practice in my micro or whatever it is, I can stay behind the wheel, getting in a go-kart. Going out to the track there. I got a go-kart track in my backyard now, so I got a paved oval in my backyard.
You have to buy those now.
I know, you guys gotta come out. We got all the carts. I blew up a couple carts, but we got them all back running now. So I'm always behind the wheel, no matter what kind of car it is.
We talk about inexperience in the Xfinity Series, but you do have one start. You're one of 26 females to start a race in the Xfinity Series, and you have the best ever debut last year when you came home top 15. What was that moment like, and how does that help lay a good foundation as you head to next year?
Yeah, I think getting my feet wet in the Xfinity Series, I really wanted to do that one race, at least one race. I told my manager, I was like, we got to sell one race for me to do in the Xfinity Series. So I could really see what to expect when I did have the opportunity to go full-time, or if I did have the opportunity. So I really wanted to try it out and just see what it was and how the cars drove, because obviously everyone knows, every driver talks about, they drive so much different than trucks. I'm like, okay, everyone's telling me, but I want to experience this myself. So once I got that experience, I was like, man, I really like this. This is fun. And so it's definitely different than the trucks, but I'm so excited for it.
I can't believe you're 22 years old. It seems like yesterday you were in here as a teenager, and I was so impressed then. You're such a wonderful spokesperson for NASCAR and now the Xfinity Series. Congratulations on the announcement. Good luck the rest of the year in trucks, and we'll see you next